business items. So just as reminders, the festival and the scholarship competition are both on April 22nd. So you just be watching your emails about more information about that. And then also an email for like judging too. Other things, looking ahead to next year, we are in need of some more volunteers to be on the UVMTA board. Specifically, we need a president-elect. Yes, that would be the big role. The good news is, though, if you agreed to be president-elect, you would only have like 1 year where you were just president at the end, right? Versus we also need an assistant to the president. That's the role that you come in as assistant to the president, then you become president-elect and then president. So it's like a 3-year thing, right? So that would be the advantage to president-elect, right? You don't actually have to do much. It's like you just be in charge. That's it, right? Nothing too big. Then we also need a treasurer. Marilyn's 3-year term is up at the end of this year. So yes, the treasurer is a 3-year spot. Okay. So if you are like willing to volunteer, if you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I haven't done anything at all, like ever, then you definitely should be doing something. Okay. Anyway, and a good way to meet people and make more connections with teachers. So you can either come see me after, send us an email, okay? If not, you'll be probably hearing from me calling lots of people again to try and find people, okay? Okay, I think that's all the business items I had, unless anybody had anything. All right, I'm going to let Carrie Mills, our secretary, introduce our presenter today, and we'll turn the time over to her.
Just had to hide Symone's bio for myself. This is Symone Lund that is going to present for us today. She is, can I call you the assistant to Shelly?
I'm one of them. She's got a few, but yeah.
Shelly,
so I'm on the first year training team. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Shelly Solberg is the founder of Let's Play Music, and Symone works right along with her on a daily basis. She is going to present to us today the way children learn and off-the-bench ideas. She's going to delve into understanding the way children learn and how they learn best, and how that unlocks the fun in music lessons. When a child feels loved and enjoys their lessons, they will build an appreciation for music that will last a lifetime. Helping children get off the bench to physically and emotionally connect with music will create complete musicianship and a deep love for music. Symone has been a Let's Play Music teacher for 17 years, and she's worked with the Let's Play Music corporate office for the last 5 years as a trainer and the connections manager. She has a degree in music education from Brigham Young University with an emphasis in string pedagogy. She began playing the violin at age 3 and has taught private piano and violin for 27 years. Symone is married and has 4 children, one of who is with us.
She's right here.
Oh, you moved. And they all went through the Let's Play Music program.
They did.
And getting children to love music is a strong passion in their life. I'll go ahead and turn the time over to her.
Thanks. Well, Carrie and I have been back and forth on coming because the corporate office for Let's Play Music is in Mesa, Arizona, and I can tell you yesterday it was about 68 degrees, so I was like, are you sure you want me to come in February? You guys have like a May one or something? No, this actually works out great. As she mentioned in my bio, so I have 4 kids. This is my oldest. This is Gwen. She is a sophomore at Utah State. So I flew to Salt Lake, picked her up along the way, and we had a great day yesterday and now today. And then I fly out tonight. So I'm going to pass around this sign up. This is for our newsletter. We send out a quarterly newsletter. It has freebies and it has ideas and tips and links and all kinds of stuff in it. So if you want to sign up for it, we only send it out 4 times a year. Would love for you to do that. I'm going to give a little hint that I'm going to choose somebody from this sign-up list. So extra incentive to sign up to receive our full set of Bridge Method books, which is about an $86 value. You guys all talk more about these Bridge books. But if you're interested in getting these, and you're willing to receive a quarterly email, then you should do it, okay? It'll be awesome. Okay, so I'm going to pass this around, and I appreciate you guys, and I'll get that at the end, and then we'll do our little giveaway. So I've got some fun stuff up here to kind of help you get some great ideas about the way children learn. So the Let's Play Music philosophy is founded on our founding fathers, is what we call them, but early music educators about how children learn best and experiencing things versus lectures and being told, and because we all know they don't listen to that kind of stuff. So we're going to go through the way children learn, and then we're going to talk about fun ideas to help them get off the bench. So I just realized I got to move this a little. Okay, so the way children learn, this is probably either has been us as a student, this picture, or we have students that feel like this, right? We've got to figure out how children learn so that our lessons are engaging and exciting, and they actually love music, and they love practicing, and they don't feel like this is drudgery and a chore, and I'm stuck here, right? So if children are not learning the way we are teaching, then we have to teach them in the way that they will learn. So here's what some of our experts will say. Christine, can I have you read this? Sure.
Play is often talked about as if it were a relief from serious learning, but for children, play is serious learning. Play is really the work of childhood. Mr. Rogers.
What do you think about that, Christine?
I totally agree. Like, kids just experience their whole life through experimenting and getting up and falling down, and so if we can introduce things to them in a way that helps them make all those connections in their brain using their whole body and their whole mind, then it just sticks with them and they will actually learn it.
Right. This is not how adults learn, though, right? We generally are not like, let's go play in algebra, let's go, like, that's not how adults learn. So as adults, we have to remember, how do kids learn? They learn through play. So they also learn through repetition. I'm going to just use this whole row. Okay. I don't know, you're the chapter president, you just told me. What's your name?
It's Jessie.
Jessie, okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And Jessica's right behind me.
That's
not
sorry. Oh, I made you put your glasses on.
Okay.
Thank you,
I should
Jessie.
probably wear them anyway. It is exactly in the repetition of the exercise that the education of the senses exists. The child will refine her senses through an exercise of repeated attention, comparison, and judgment. So Dr. Maria Montessori.
Isn't that amazing? Kids learn through repetition. They don't mind doing things over and over again. A lot of times adults feel like, oh, I just heard this. Why are you wasting my time? I already know this. I've done this before. But that's not how kids learn. They're okay with repetition. If you vary things up a little bit and just tweak it a little bit, then they don't even realize they're repeating things. So it's amazing. Yes?
I think there's a funny quote that I enjoy, but it says, men grow up to be idiots because they stop trying, and repetition is just a matter of trying.
That's a great point. It is. Repetition is just a matter of trying over and over again. We're just doing it lots of times. Another quote about repetition. Jessica!
Scientists have discovered that it takes approximately 400 repetitions to create a new synapse in the brain, unless it's done in play, in which case it takes only 10 to 20 repetitions. Dr. Karen Herman, Institute of Children.
Interesting. So there's lots of front row stuff. You're totally welcome to come up here. So there's a physical synapse that has to happen, a connection in the brain, in order for something to be solidified. And in order to create, it has 400 repetitions to make that solidified. But if it's done through play, it's so fast, 10 to 20 repetitions through play. Doesn't that sound way more fun, too? Okay, behind Jessica. Marilyn, thank you.
Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Confucius.
So what do you think about that, Marilyn?
I think that's very, very wise.
Is it hard sometimes though to involve students in the learning? Because a lot of times we're looking at a black and white page. Do you find that? We're looking at black and white music, but how do you involve?
I think that takes just a mind shift away from, okay, I told you this, they together. So I guess you're involved as much as the kids are in the learning process.
Right. So now you've got to involve them. You've got to figure out how they learn, what they're going to connect with so that you can resonate with them, they can internalize it on a deeper level, right? That's our goal. Our goal is to involve them. So, behind Marilyn. Carol, thanks.
The function of beauty in education of children is to lead them imperceptibly to love. Through sensory experience, what they will later learn to know in its own form as an intelligible principle.
So, that's a lot. I had to read that multiple times, but we actually include this in the very beginning of our first year of Let's Play Music because we want to educate parents that we are leading your children. They don't know this, but we're teaching them all kinds of musical concepts that that are taught in college classes in pedagogy. And they don't know that because we haven't labeled it. They just are having fun with it. They're just experiencing it. And then all of a sudden we start calling it, oh, this is first inversion, second inversion. And they go, oh, I've been doing that for like 2 years now. Oh, great. Now it has a name for fine, no problem. And it's done. So we are leading them to this intelligible principle, and we're doing it through play, through fun. And we're also doing it through full body movement. Oh, I've run out of rows. Carolyn, pick one, right or left? Who gets to breathe first? What's your name?
Michelle.
Michelle, yeah.
The child wants to do and see and learn for herself, through her senses and not through the eyes of an adult. Education is not acquired by listening to words, but by what his body experiences in his environment.
Ah. So, they don't want to listen to us, really, right? The child doesn't want to see things through our eyes. They have to experience it through their own eyes, in their own environment. And our job is to create the environment for them as teachers. We're creating this environment for them to experience it in their own senses, in their own way, and make their own discoveries. So that's what we're doing with our full body movement. So we're going to summarize all the ways that children learn from our experts. It was through play, repetition, experience, full body involvement, and you probably may be learning a few things to hopefully my job here today is to give you some ideas to get them off of the bench, off of traditional piano where you sit for 30 minutes and the metronome's going and it's, boom, boom, boom. It's going to feel more fun. It's going to feel more energy and more alive. And there's lots of ideas and tools that we can do to help you engage your students in those lessons, okay? So hopefully this picture is not going to be in your studio anymore. It's going to be this, lots of play. So I'm going to define play because once you kind of realize, oh, it's play, but this is what play is. It's an exercise or an activity for amusement or recreation. It's spontaneous, it can be repetitive and enjoyable, okay? So we've got to think of what activities we can do in our piano lessons that can involve play. So these are all components of play, something that will make it more enjoyable, more amusing, more interactive and fun. Social interaction. So if you are doing, if you ever do like a master class or like a group lesson every so often, the social aspect of that really helps. When peers are involved, there's a different level of learning and connection that happens. So anytime, and even the social interaction between teacher and student, that's social, but if you can get peers with one another, it helps. Singing. I don't know if you guys feel comfortable as pianists singing, but I hope you do well enough to sing in tune. I don't have a great opera voice, so I'm not a singer. I'm a violinist, and then a pianist, and then a singer. But I do feel comfortable singing to my piano students because I can sing in tune and I feel comfortable singing with my violin students. They don't. And I say, it's okay. We're singing. This is your first instrument. Did you know that? Your voice. Your voice is the first instrument that you have and that you know how to play before the piano. Let's practice on it. Let's try it, okay? Singing can be fun. The other thing that I tried to do when my kids were little is if they're fighting and you say, oh, now you two stand it out and sing it out to each other, then it just doesn't happen anymore because it's funny now. It's a total joke. Why am I mad? Because you didn't take out the garbage. And, it just dissolves things. So singing can help and be fun. Discovery. If you can lead them to answers that you want them to give through singing or through asking different questions, but without giving them the full-on answer, if they're discovering it for themselves, then you've got a hooked because now they feel successful. Oh, I figured that out all on my own. I get it. That's what you mean. Those kinds of discoveries happen through play, repetition, using humor, using stories, imaginations, like paint a picture for them. And we're going to have some ideas for how to do that. But if you're doing a particular piece, paint a picture for them. Is this a Bach cantata that's performed on this beautiful organ? What does that look like? There are so many resources, YouTube videos, websites that you can actually use to help create the imagery for them. Because if you can insert them into that world, then that's fun. That's play to them because they are picturing, they're imagining what it's like. Using manipulatives for sensory stimuli. So manipulatives are things that kids can touch and hold and move. So this is an example of manipulatives. If I can use my magnet board, this is a student magnet board that we sell. But if the kids are making scales themselves, if the kids are doing solfege, if there's a grand step on this side, if they're doing it themselves, that's amazing. These are manipulatives. Anything that they can touch and hold and grab. So if I'm a little kid and I'm playing, a doll is a manipulative. A car is manipulative because they are using it in their real life situation. They're driving it down the road. Does that make sense? So manipulatives are tactile things that they can touch and hold. And then physical involvement. So through repetition, children enjoy it. It's not boring to them. If you do it several times, you can kind of vary it slightly. You don't want to do it 7 times in a row exactly the same. But if you do it twice one way and twice another way and right hand, left hand, let's clap it, let's sing it. I've done this same, 8 notes, clapping, singing, moving, now playing. I've repeated those 8 notes 6 times, but different ways. Does that make sense? So it's repetition, but not repetition. Do it again and again and again. It's okay. You just have to make it fun again and again. So we talked about this. Children experience things first, and then they label it. When you have a little toddler with a ball, you don't say, this is a sphere, and it bounces and rolls and moves, and the volume is this. No. Ball. That's it. Ball. That's all the instructions you give, and then the kid is like, all over the place, discovering that it rolls and bounces and moves, and it can bounce high and low and all that stuff. So you want to make sure that they are also extracting patterns from experience to form conclusions. So you're going to be helping them discover patterns. What did you notice about this? How many times did this happen? There's all patterns in music. That's what we do as teachers, is we figure out what those patterns are and help them. But that's all done through lots of repetition. Different vantage points, we talked about that. Demoing things is always better than explaining them, right? How many times have we, and I've actually done this so many times where I'll talk it through and I'll just say like, let me just show you. Like, you know what I mean? Because I can explain things, or if I have to type it out in an email or a text, it's like, let me just show you. Like, let me just send you a video, it's so much easier. You know what I mean? That's because seeing things demonstrated is a lot easier than here's the 8-step process for it, right? So demo things a lot. And I will put in a plug, modeling is part of demonstration. So if you can model the correct thing for your students through, if you have 2 pianos, you can play at the same time or however you want to do it, but let them hear what it's supposed to sound like. The more you model correctly, the more your students are going to go after that versus their mistakes. So we want to minimize what they're doing as a mistake and focus on the model of what is correct and what is right. That's how your students are going to progress. Okay. Full body learning. How many of you have actually welcomed your students into their lesson like that? Hi, welcome to your lesson today. What would that feel like to them?
Fun.
Fun. It's a totally different feeling than, hey, come on in, come sit down. Let's get going. Right? It's just different. So try and engage, even as you're welcoming them in the door. I don't know if you could do a little shake with them or you could do something that was full body where it is inviting and engaging. Because body language, this is, I'm open, I'm loving, you're welcome to come here, please join me. This is the opposite, right? Of, hey, come on in, I'm closed off. I'm still nice, but it just feels different, that's all. Does that make sense? So, get up. Learning requires movement. It requires all of the senses, tactile manipulatives, kinesthetically presented. So, now we're going to talk about how to incorporate play, repetition, full body, and experience into our piano lessons. You have the why. Now this is the execution of it. This is how do we actually make this happen, okay? So, we've got lots of ideas. A bench for a hallway. Hey, Angela, you're my Presto teacher. Do you want to show us a bench for a hallway? Come on up.
Got a frog in my
I'm
throat.
sorry,
Not wanna
Angela. So, we use this in our Presto classes. She's one of our Presto teachers. You're going to help me with a couple of these, actually.
Oh, great.
Okay. It's easier to
Sorry, you might have
demonstrate.
to talk for me.
I do have videos, but I just thought it'd be more fun to do this. Okay.
So we teach them that they take their bench back and create a hallway, a space where they can walk in between, and then they sit on the bench, and then they adjust. Are we telling them this?
Yep. Tell them about the knuckles. Yep.
Their knees need to be just barely underneath the piano. Their hands and knuckles, when they sit up straight and tall, go right to the end of your keys. So if they're like this, they're too close, and if they're back here, they're too far. Try to have them on about 2/3 of the bench. Excuse me. What else are we doing?
Crack the egg.
Crack the egg. Do you want to crack the egg?
I was like, I can be the student if you want to crack the egg for me. Does that help?
Oh, goodness.
So,
Yeah. So she needs to be sitting up. Help me out here.
What do you want?
Crack the egg. If she's slouching, you know what? I have a different way that I do more often this winter demo it. Okay. Sometimes I bring that in, and sometimes I bring it.
So,
I'm gonna.
for all of these things, we're doing imagery and full body and humor. Okay, we're supposed to be funny. So the bench for the hallway that's something practical. They can imagine walking down a hallway. So now you've created a hallway here with the bench and the keyboard. Just find your hallway. And sometimes all you might have to say is if they're too close or too far back, hallway, and then that's it. And then they go, oh, and they'll fix it. You know what I mean? But these are just little terms that you can come up with yourself where it's not a lecture, it's just a little reminder, check your hallway. Oh, sorry, and then they'll fix it. Or check your knuckles. For crack the egg, we use this imagery as, we'll have this terrible student here with this slouchy position. Oh my gosh. Well, I am just going to crack this egg over your head, and it's going to ooze all the way down, and it's going to help you. If I crack the egg on you, that is not good. So you better be sitting up nice and tall with good posture, because if I catch you, guess what? So now if I have a student that is doing that, all I have to do is this. I don't say anything. I just walk back. And they know what that means, because the yucky egg is yolked all over them, and it's like, what are you doing? Come on, get up straight. We're not going to crack the eggs. Okay. So our bubble hands, I don't have one to demonstrate for you, but our bubble hands is a clear ornament that comes apart. You can buy them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or anyway, so that will just help us to keep our fingers rounded, and it helps with finger strength, because you can work on individual fingers that way. They come apart so that you can use them on the piano. The bubble stays right underneath their knuckles here, so they've got these nice rounded fingers as they're using them on the piano. And then our word for that is, bubble hands. Make sure your bubble hands are up. So if wrists are down, then, is your bubble hand there? Things like that. So piano push-ups, do you want to do those?
So are we gonna do it literally?
Yeah.
Push it. So we have them push in with their.
Yeah, I think we do. Can you do a little bit further apart? Yeah, let's go like,
There it is.
uh-huh.
And they're using not just their fingertips, but their whole.
To get their weight off their
weight
fingertips
off
and then
the
yes.
tips of their fingers. And sometimes we show them on the.
Yeah,
you
these guys
start them up on
you can
the
start
wall,
them on the wall.
so they can feel it. They can feel that movement with more than just their fingertips.
I want to show, I had one teacher say that she uses the gathering drum for this.
Oh,
Do you want to try that?
sure.
Can you
wanna
put
put
it on the ground? Just kneel on it. And so she says she likes the drum because they can hear it.
So they go
They go
down.
down and
they
feel
do
it.
love the drums,
Yeah.
right?
It's just one way to
Another manipulative.
another
right?
manipulative, another sound, another different way of feeling it. And then our puppet arms.
You wanna do the puppet?
I can be the puppet, sure. I only have one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, they love
Pretend
this.
I'm two. So this is our little marionette.
Right, we show them a little marionette so they can see what it is. And here, this helps them. So you relax. Okay, you gotta drop. So you gotta feel the weight of their hands in and then you help them get that loose wrist feeling as they're playing. Right?
Yes.
Second.
No, that's great. So again, this is just something that you can use, and then the roll off. How do you do roll offs?
I always call it rainbow off.
You can call it, yeah. You can
And
call rainbow
sometimes
off.
they do this. I'm like, not quite that high.
But a rainbow is a nice image because you're creating this rounded motion, right? You want us to come off. We have one teacher, this video, I don't need to show it to you, but thank you, Angela. You're so nice to be called out on the spot. This bond and roll off video, we have this teacher who actually puts a stamp. It's like a mustache stamp or something, and she has them. I don't know. There's a stamp that she puts on their hands, so they roll off, and they have to show their stamp. Yes, they have to show their guy. Do you want to explain it, Christina?
No,
Or
that was
explain
it. Yeah, it's just a little stamp that has eyes, so that as they're and she'll do it upside down, so that he can read the music as they're.
Their hand is looking at the
So they
music
don't pull away the.
as it rolls off
Yeah.
instead of like this. Does that make sense? So it's like, I have to show him the music on the piano that's in front of me. It's just imagery. It's a story. It's funny. It's just something to help them with piano technique. Oh, I'm actually gonna jump through all those videos. Okay. Staff reading. We have this lovely, and this is gonna be my first giveaway, and I don't have Smarties with me, but we like to call this a smart staff to use with the candy, little Smartie candies. You can use it with non-candy items. if you'd like. But this is a fun thing. So a smart staff, and we have a nice big with ledger lines on it, and then we have a quiet keyboard. Something that they can do. You can play little games on this, note reading games. We also have our giant floor staff. Thank you, Carrie, for bringing this. But do you see in our picture there? This is something that we can sell you on Let's Play Music. You're welcome to make your own, like if you want. Yes. Thank you. You're welcome to make your own, but I want to just demonstrate a couple of fun things that you can do. That's perfect. We're just gonna have yeah. All right. So you can see we've got this staff on the floor. A lot of fun ideas is these big notes. Okay, so they fit if you wanted to cut out like a paper plate and just write your notes C, D, E, F, G. You can have them, this is a giant manipulative is what you're making. You're making this in a huge scale form. So now they're on the floor, they're off the bench. They can make a major scale. They can make a C chord. They can make inversions with that. You can do all kinds of things with this on the floor with them off the bench if you have a single student. If you have group lessons, I am going to ask you three, come on up. Let's pretend. Let's pretend we are in the treble clef. Okay. Come on up. So we're going to stand. You are going to make an F major chord. Your F, your A, your C. Pretend this is treble clef. So this is the F right here. So you're going to stand F. Yep. Yep, we're going to go this way. So your F. No, you're fine. Just stand right here. There you go. Perfect. Nice and cozy. Excellent. Oh, now you see, if you were like 10 years old, you'd be fine. So don't worry about it. So, okay. No, just stay right there. Okay. All right, my friend. So, who is the root of this chord? Yay! What's your name?
Gahan.
Gahan. Gahan is the root of this chord. What letter are you on, Gahan? On F. Oh, good. Can you find another F on our staff, Gahan, and jump up to that one, please? Where is another F?
I don't know.
Oh, guys. Hey, she did it. Now she's going to come right here because it's still in her chord. Oh.
Inversions.
Oh, we have made inversions. Thank you very much. Now, wait a second. Who is the root of our chord? Yes, it's still you. That's right. And then you can jump up, but that's the idea. So I would like all of you now to jump back to the E line, and you can make a single line, like shoulder to shoulder. Stand on E. Ah, there you go. Okay, now I would love for you guys to jump to the next E. Quick, go, jump. 3, 2, or don't jump. 1. Yay! G. D.
Oh, I'm getting all confused.
Either D. They both work. Do you get the idea? Yes. All right. Your demos done. You guys are fantastic. But that's the idea. If you want to use, you can just put blue painter's tape on your floor. You could do it sidewalk chalk outside when it's not snowing. You could take a shower curtain and put electric tape on it. Whatever you want to do. You're welcome to buy this from us. It's $80. This is marine vinyl, and I've had mine for all 17 years and never had to replace it. So it's definitely worth the money if you want to invest the $80. But this is a great off-the-bench tool, whether you're doing it with a single student or as a group. Okay?
You talk, I'll roll it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so my root. Here you go. You get our smart stuff. Thank you so much, Dan. Okay, so note naming games. We have this lovely things that I believe I emailed. Did I email these to you, or I haven't? I will.
If you did, I haven't seen yet, so I don't know.
Okay. Usually I do it after the meeting, but I have another meeting next week, so I couldn't remember which one I did. Okay. So we have these lovely staff cards that we show our kiddos, and this is a fun game if you wanted to play, because bigger is better. That's what we call our teacher flashcards. You could do say it, then play it. So I could show them a flashcard, and they have to play it as fast as they can on the piano. And they'll say F. and then they'll play an F, and I'll say, not that F, I need this F. Because they always pick, an octave too high or too low. And then I say, look again, it's this. What is that? Things like that. So we've got all these fun flashcards. Another thing to do is you can, if you've got them on the floor staff, you don't even have to say anything. You could just use these flashcards and have them jump. Jump here. Now switch, now it's a bass clef. There's no clef on that floor staff, so you can just tell them what clef you're in, and then you're done. That's why we talked about state and play. Around the world, if you're having a group class, you'll have them kind of in front of you in a line, and they'll go head to head. So you've got these two students, and you just say, okay, first one to say it gets to move on to the next one. Go. All right, we're going to do it. I'll show you how it works. All right, you two are against each other. You ready? First one to say it gets to move. Ready? Go. Yeah, I'm like, I forgot their front back.
Wait, that's not E, that's G.
Sorry, that's G. G, good job. All right, now you stay right there. Now you get to jump over to Jessie to see, and then we're going to go down the road. And so this student has to see if she can make it all the way around the world, which means if she can get through everybody in the class, saying it first. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's like math flashcards. Think of it that way. Jumping beans is what these ladies demonstrated, where I said, jump to E, now back to F, now to B on the big floor staff. So these are fun. This is our teacher set, the teacher flashcards. I'll send you those in an email. You can print them at home and use them if you like. It's just a fun thing to do for staff reading that uses the full body. This is a video of that jumping beans activity, but we demonstrated it so you guys got the idea. Okay, rhythm. We kind of brought out the gathering jump before, but Dalcroze is, Emile Jacques Dalcroze is the one who just founded the School of Eurythmics. And so he had the philosophy that if you can walk in rhythm, then you have rhythm, and it's inside of you. And your heart is a metronome. So everybody, in essence, does have rhythm and can be taught rhythm. So he uses the full body to experience that rhythm. Or said your first rhythmic instrument is your body. So that's why we're doing so many patting, clapping games, because this body of ours is our first drum set, right? We can use this. We don't even need an instrument, but our body is our first instrument. So we have rhythm cards that I should have asked Carrie to bring. I didn't even think about rhythm cards, I forgot. But rhythm cards, we all have them. You have a quarter note, 8th note, 16th notes, dotted, you've got a set of rhythm cards. Those are really fun to put, and you can manipulate them, you can mix them up. There's a large drum that we use in our classes. This goes for about $100 on Amazon, and then sometimes you can find this particular one, the Remo one, but there's others that are more expensive and less expensive, so whatever you want to do. But we use these in our classes to use through the manipulatives, like the counting cards. It's just so much fun to feel it and hear it. It's a big sound, and the kids love it. It's really fun to use for an upbeat. All my breath. It's just fun to feel different upbeats and downbeats with the big gathering drum. Using rhythm sticks on the floor. So these I will be giving away, but they're nice and wrapped. Do you guys care if I unwrap them? No. Great. Okay. I love getting my kids on the floor for their lessons and doing drumming on the floor, or even like this. And because this one has ridges in it, you hear that? So whenever I do half notes, I'm always like, feel it. It's long, right? Instead of, no, you didn't go, you have to slow down. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. That's kind of fun. But everybody loves to be the drummer in the band, right? Everybody wants to be like that. So if you can have kids anything, it's practicing rhythm, getting them off the bench, and having fun. Once you put something in their hands that's different, it's a lot more fun. There's subdividing games, there's It's My Turn, and there's a mystery beat bug. So subdividing games, even if it's just you and your student, you are the quarter note, they are the 8th note, 16th note, however you want to subdivide it. You can do that on the drum, or you have a set of sticks, they have a set of sticks, whatever you'd want to do. It's My Turn. If you have 3 or 4, like if you're doing a group lesson, it's fun to point, let's say you've got 4 students and you've got 4 beats out there. You've got quarter note, 8th note, 16th, another quarter note, right? You point to this person. First one is the quarter note. Second one is the 8th note. Third one is the 16th. Last student is the quarter note. So they have to wait for their beat before it's their turn to play. Does that make sense? So that's what It's My Turn is. The mystery bug is if I lay out 3 beat cards, beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, there's nothing there. And then I lay out a beat 4, right? So then I clap, or I use my sticks, whatever. What was beat 3? Did anybody hear it? They have to think, okay, it was. They saw the quarter note. Yes! Those were 16s. Good! So then I put that in there. Now let's all do it together. Does that make sense? So that's what mystery bug is. They're using their ears to dictate. And you just fill it in with your beat cards. Okay. So those are some fun things to do. It's social, it's full body, it's interactive. And who doesn't want to be the drummer again? I'm just going to say it. Everybody wants to be a drummer. So it makes it way more fun. Okay, so for chord theory, we did this already. You really picked up on, yes, this is the root of our chord. Now we've made an inversion. Who is still the root? It's still F, that's right. And see, when you're little, it doesn't feel so close. And they don't really care, actually. So we have triads that we also love to build on our staff board. So this is, did you bring me letter ones? I can't remember if you did.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh, that's okay. So we have magnets if you want that, that have the letters on them. So it'll have like C, D, E, F, G on it. And if that's the case, then we are going to build a triad, and we have a little chant where we say E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D, and we just go through all of them. But it's nice when you can build it for them. So you build all the roots, and then you build all the thirds, and then you build all of the fifths, and then you just chant them. Here's our triads. We're going to start on E this time. Next week, we're going to start on B. Next week, we're going to start on F. So you're repeating it in different ways, but it's the same thing over and over, and they get to see something and experience something. So that's our triad. Let's find the root. We have a little song that the note above the gap's the root, it just has rearranged. So when we had made that gap, and Gayleen, there was a gap between our inversion. No, Gayanne. I know, as soon as I said Gayleen, I was like, that wasn't right. Sorry, Gayanne. So as soon as we made Gayanne go up top for that inversion, we had a bigger gap. Oh, it's easier if I explain it here. This is what we were, right? This is the gap. The note above the gap's the root, it just is rearranged. That's how we teach it in those pen music. So if you can come up with something kind of fun like that, where it's like, did you notice that? And then if I went up here, this is still the note above the gap. That's our root. It just makes things a little bit more fun. It gets them imagining it. It gets a little chant that you can help them recall that concept with. We did our smart staff, and our quiet keyboard is on the back of that. So you guys have this lovely staff with fun ledger lines on it, and then you have a quiet keyboard too. So if you want them to be working on their own or at home, they can put, it's just fun for mom and kiddo to say, okay, I need you to put the letters down, F, G, A, B, C, or you could have them build a triad here. Can you make a C triad? So they're going to be putting a Smarty on C, E, G. Okay, now invert it. What does that look like? Now invert it again. Does that make sense? So you can use this for inversions as well. It's really fun. Since I gave this one away, all laminated and beautiful, if you want to pull out your phones and scan it, you can download a Smart Staff onto your phone right now and print it when you get home. You're welcome to do that. Can you guys see it? It's not going to be all nice and laminated, but you know, it's the next best thing. We already talked about using the big notes. I didn't bring any of those with me, but they're like as big as my face because they go on the giant floor staff. And I've seen other people like use paper plates, like I said, or just use cardstock. You can make it on your own. Okay. QR code's going down in about 5 seconds.
Not found.
That's because we moved it. Okay. I forgot to update these.
Symone, can I email
It'll be
it?
an email. You bet. I will send the file and Carrie will make sure you guys get it. Dang. I am so sorry about that.
And conversation hearts on it are really cute around Valentine's Day. So for the next couple weeks, if you print it and use it, give your kiddos
I'll get
a
it to
little
you Monday.
conversation heart in their lesson or box. It's so fun. I love it.
Yes, you can, dry erase
Exactly
markers
the
work
right
too.
size.
Oh, that's a great idea, Christine. All right, we'll get that to you guys on Monday. I'm so sorry. I didn't even think about the QR codes in my presentation. Drills, 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 dun, 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 dun. Everybody feels that way. So, how do we make drills more fun? Because that's repetition, right? Drills is just another word for repetition because we have to do things a lot. But we have to make it a musical experience and an ensemble. One of the things that I love about our bridge curriculum, remember I told you I teach you with these method books? There are audio tracks to go with it. There's like 61 audio tracks for $20. And I'm going to sample 2 of these for you, but it makes playing scales and like 5-finger patterns like fun. It makes it feel like an ensemble, like you're part of a group, part of a band, rather than I'm sitting at home alone doing my scales, because nobody wants to do that. That sounds sad. So listen to this. You're going to love it. Doesn't that sound fun? What happened?
Are you trying to use the speakers in the room? Because this room has problems with it.
I demoed it, but now it's like not going. Okay. Have you got them? I was just
got
gonna
it.
pull them up. Okay.
I mean, I did. Which one do you want?
I got it. I can do it.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. You're just gonna have to listen to my phone because this isn't gonna be. It's not playing. Okay. So what we're gonna listen to is the C major scale, and we're gonna hear. This is a practice speed. Hope you guys can see.
Position, here we go.
This is practice. So slower tempo. Second time. So this goes for 2 minutes. In those 2 minutes at that speed, they actually play that scale 9 times. So they can do right hand, they can do left hand, they can do hands together, however you want to use it. This one is going to be the performance speed, so you can hear the difference. A little bit faster. Now, that one's our basic one, that's C major. This next one is E minor, and they have different genres, different feelings, different moods to kind of go with it. Listen to this one. totally different, right? Little trumpets in there. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. That sounds fun. I can play an E natural minor scale 9 times if I had that with me, right? That sounds fun. Yes.
Is that something parents can purchase so their students can have it?
Yes.
Parents.
Parents purchase this, yes, and teachers. But yes, they have access to this. This is part of the bridge curriculum that I'm going to talk about, but it makes it more fun. You can purchase these separate. You don't have to purchase it with the bridge curriculum. You can just purchase these on their own. I've even used it in my violin lessons, and the kids were like, oh, okay. And it worked. It wasn't even a piano lesson, but I wanted to see how it would go, and it was still fun for them too. So if you can make a drill feel like an ensemble piece, like they're part of the band, then it makes it more fun. It makes it more musically like appealing, musically enhancing. Does that make sense? So you want them to experience what it would be like to be part of an ensemble, because that's the beauty of music too. Artistry and technique. So we are going to use fun things. We talked about the rhythm sticks, we talked about scarves, but you want to use things like that to actually experience what is the articulation here? Is it staccato with our sticks? Is it legato where we can like drape our scarf through? Can they feel the space and time between phrases? Things like that. So I want to watch this video. I hope it works because it is a really cool way to demonstrate Strauss's Bandit Galop using scarves and sticks. Oh, it worked earlier. Oh, I think it's coming. Yes. It might, it's thinking. It's like spinning, like it started and then it just died.
Except if it's not playing, it's not the projector.
It's not the projector, it's just like the connection going to it. Okay. You guys want my Let's Play music teachers want to help me sing it? This is the skaters. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'll try one more time. Fingers crossed.
Is it downloaded?
It is downloaded, yeah. It's not from the internet. It's just an MP4 file. But okay. All right, friends. Pretend like I'm the video. Oh!
Is that loud enough? It's me.
Yes! Pretend I'm a whole class of kids. So you've got this nice staccato articulation. Can you skip to the the skater, the
never
lyric
fall?
here? Yes, I never fall. So now I've got this legato section. So you can feel this is more legato. I can feel that whole time and space moving this scarf around, and then it goes back to my A section. Does that make sense? So, you can pause it. I hope the idea that you got from that, we do, we always try and clap at the end. But the idea is you want to get them to feel articulation. And the way that you can do that is give them opposites, okay? You want them to feel staccato, have them hit those sticks. Da, 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 da. If you want them to feel legato, get up and move. Sway a scarf. Because now all of a sudden, when I ask my kids to sway with nothing in their hand, it's like, what are you doing? Like, this is weird. But if you're like, no, I need you to throw the scarf. Make a giant circle for me. How does that feel? You know what I mean? 2, 3, 1, 2. Even if you're trying to get them to feel the difference between 3, 4, and 4, 4, anything that you can get them to show, this is the time and space, and it feels soft and smooth, and it's legato, things like that, okay? So, who wants to be my lucky Scars and Sticks winner here? Who's been giving me great eye contact? Look at that. There you go. That's something fun. Okay, so what happens when children learn through music? We want them to be total musicians. We are not just piano teachers, at least the way I think of it is I am setting the foundation for them to be successful in any musical instrument, any musical endeavor. Even if it's just appreciating music when they go to the symphony, I want that for them. I want them to just love music, feel it, appreciate it, and enjoy it, okay? So, we are creating musicians who can read music and do lots of other things. So, what exactly is a total musician? I'm just gonna summarize it, but it's somebody who can sight read, harmony, melody, rhythm. They internalize it, they can improvise, they can compose, they can demonstrate a high level of these skills after they come out of our Let's Play Music programs. So this is where you guys come in. We need teachers to take our graduates because our graduates can sight read, they can sing, they can compose, they can transpose, they can write melodies and harmonies, they can hear things, and they're in tune singing. They're like a complete musician, and we want them to go to you to take them to the next level in their technique, in their performance, in their repertoire. So that's what our program can do. So I'm going to do a little bit of bragging here. This is what a total musician can do. I'm going to put all of them up here on the board really quick so I can move through them, because I don't want to go through over your time. A total musician can read and write music, feel the beat, know when a note is incorrect, hear music in your head, even more than one note in your head. You can hear harmonies in your head, all parts in your head. They can harmonize, they can accompany themselves or a group, they can move from one key to another, and they can feel the beauty in the music. They can feel the emotion with it. So, if you are a total musician, look at this line here. Can you name the names of the notes? Please say yes. Can you clap the rhythm? Yes. Do you know what key it's in? Yes. Can you play it on an instrument? Yes. Can you tell if it's played correctly? Did they play anything out of tune? Please say yes. Can you sight sing it? Did you use solfege to sight sing it? Think about that. Can you transpose it on an instrument? Can you add harmony to that melody? Can you add chords to that melody? And can you improvise on that melody? That's what a total musician can do. And that's what we teach our kids in our Let's Play Music and our Presto programs. So, really quick, Let's Play Music is a 3-year curriculum. Presto is a 2-year curriculum, and it all focuses on ear training, theory, composition, and a lot more. And we have over 2,000 graduates nationwide, and we've got, 6, 8 teachers in this area? How many are here for Let's Play Music? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just here in this meeting. They all have graduates that love good teachers like you, okay? And we need you. So, we want to make sure that we are using the materials that we've created in order for these students to go into your studios, to enjoy the fun and take them to the next level. So what we have first here, I want to go over is our music graduate. So if you have a student that comes to your studio without this book, say, I need you to go back to your teacher and get that book, because they should have been given this book from their Let's Play Music teacher. This book has 8, I'll go over it first. It has 8 lessons. Now, if you wanted to use it over the summer or for 8 weeks, you could do that. You could combine them and do 4. It's just a guide, basically. We broke it up into 8 sessions. You can do however many sessions you want and use this book. But the idea is, basically, this is an assessment book. It uses the Let's Play Music terminology that we use in our class, and it helps you to identify what they've learned in their Let's Play Music classes, so that you can know which level to put them in for whatever method books you use and things like that. So this is an assessment book for you. You're going to go through this with them however fast you want, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, that's up to you. You're a great teacher, you know how to use books. I'm pretty sure you can handle it, okay? So the idea is you're going to go through this with them, have them play it. That will help you evaluate what level they are at coming into your studio. But these are all songs that we've done in our program, so that they should be very familiar with these, okay? We just want you to use the terminology, like the red, blue, yellow chords. They're more familiar with those, caterpillars, beetles, things like that. Yeah?
I was gonna ask you about the color chords, because I just had a kid the other day, well, that's the yellow chord, you know, and I've noticed even the clavinovas have colored the chords. On your digital pianos, if you go into the notation chart, the chords are colored. However, don't some students see different colors for each chord? Because some people see colors when they hear
That's
it.
true.
So I was wondering, how does that, have you ever seen any conflicts with kids going, no, that's this color, or anything
I
like
haven't had anybody tell me it's a different color.
that? Okay.
I have taught colorblind students though. That was interesting. But I was just like, I would just have to put letters on it for them.
Colors, primary chords.
Yeah, they're primary colors, primary chords. It's our 1, 4, 5
It had nothing to
chords.
do with people actually seeing colors. 'Cause
No, that was how Shelley Solberg interpreted it when she wrote the curriculum.
Okay.
She saw those colors that way. The primary colors as the primary colors.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
No, they crop notes we do.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, yeah.
So I've been a connections teacher for like 10 years.
Mhm.
My teacher originally, when I was little, taught me different colors, which is
Oh.
primary chords. So the red and yellow were swapped. So I have little books. But I have found, I don't know if this was for my son with Let's Play Music, but I think that the red chord is home is where the heart is, it's where the love is, that's home. The blue chord,
That's your
when
one
you think
tonic
of the
chord, yeah.
inversions of the 1, 4, 5.
Yes.
Blue chord is flying, because you fly through the sky.
Blue sky, yep.
And then
That's our blue
yellow
chord.
is melting. I don't know if that was what I learned
The
from
inverted
Christine or if I
chord?
just,
So it's
Yeah.
5 yellow, right?
Yes.
but it's an easy way
It's
to remember it,
yeah.
because you think your hand is melting or your hand is flying for them.
Because when I first started teaching just my young child that sat by the piano and said, I want to turn, and he could read, I just put colors on the staff and then put those same colors on the keys.
That's exactly what we do.
Okay, I was wondering if you.
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly what we do. And all of that is like, so how do I know what colors are which? And how do I know what that is? This is the insert that comes with this book. It's called our teacher guide. It's basically a transfer guide to help you guys understand what it is, what their skill levels are, and how does that transfer into my studio, whatever method books you use, and musical terminology. So this is the insert. If they didn't bring the insert with them, you can download this from our website. Yeah.
Do most of your graduates have some come in and they can't hear the pitch, or they don't on the pitch by the time they graduate, they're hitting it?
Totally.
Yeah, so they are learning, and they can develop that ear.
Yes. That is the one thing that I have noticed the most about Let's Play Music is the ear training. And that is something you can't rush. So you have to remember that you can't rush ear training. You can't skip through it in 8 weeks and their ear is done, right? It's years of development. That's why we have to model correctly. So they are hearing constantly the correct pitch, the correct way to hear it and to play it so that they can then reproduce that. They have to reproduce the good model that they hear. We don't want them to reproduce the bad model. So we have lots of students that come to us that cannot sing in tune. And we do, because the voice is your first instrument, we do voice lessons basically for little kids where we help them scoop their voice, increase their range so that they can hear pitch, identify it. We also do like relative pitch versus perfect pitch. We have what we call an activity called Do is Home. So Do is Home is our middle C. We are singing a middle C, and I hope that's pretty close. Oh, I can feel it right here. So we sing, come on, sing with me, ready? Do is home. Do is home. Now have a student that goes, do is home, do is home. You know, they say, and then I go, can you come up here with me? And we just scoop. You start where they're at and you scoop them up to wherever you need them to go. And then you sing, let's try that one more time. Are you ready? Here we go. Do is home. And you can demonstrate too high. Do is home. No, that's not right. There it is. That's where we want to go. So we do a lot of that, and then we help them identify, then we help them match pitch with a minor third. So the minor third is the easiest interval for a child to hear and reproduce. So if you want to, so me, nanny, nanny, boo, boo, that's what we're doing, okay? That's a doorbell interval. That's why it's there. So if you can start with that, then you can help expand their range. You can help them match pitch, but we use Do is home as our relative pitch. So then in the next years we develop do, re, do, mi, do, fa, do, so, do, la, do, ti, do, do. And we do that weekly. And guess what? Now they can, out of thin air, based on where's Do is home now if I want to find does that make sense? So that's what we do in Let's Play Music for lots of vocal training. I don't know how I got off on that, but the idea is we want you to use our Connections book with every single graduate. So who has a graduate in their studio right now?
I don't know, I think mine only had 1 or 2 years because they weren't
That still
up to
counts.
the level.
Have you got one of these books?
No, I've never.
All right, my friend, pass that back. You won, the lucky winner. Okay, so you mentioned being a Connections teacher. We have, if you want your name listed on our website so that these graduates can find you, it's basically your email address and your phone number and what city you are teaching in, city and state. That's how we have it sorted. So you're welcome to do that. And then that comes with our membership. If you want to be listed on our website, you pay a fee. Become a member, you get the newsletter that I talked to you about as well. So let me go into these products a little bit in depth. I talked about the Connections book. It's an assessment guide. It goes on the Let's Play Music graduate. If you want to buy one yourself, it's $8. It's not that much of a commitment, but you're welcome to purchase it on our website for $8. These are the Bridge method books. So these method books, are you excited for Bridge?
Yes, she is.
I got
I do.
arm
I'm
pump
a
back there.
student. You didn't see me raise my hand, Carol.
Oh, I'm so. Duke it out. Just kidding. So you have a Bridge student? Is that what you're saying? Or?
No, I told her these are the ones you want.
These are the ones you want.
Yeah,
Okay,
I have a graduate, and I don't know what she knows.
Okay, so there's 2 ways to go. I still use the Connections books with my graduates to know where they go, to know what I need to emphasize with them and with mom and dad when I use the Bridge books. Does that make sense? So I still use the assessment, the 8-week assessment, or a transfer guide. Think of it that way. It's a transfer guide from one method books to the next. That's what we're doing. So you want to assess where they're at. And then these books were specifically designed for the Let's Play Music graduate, these method books, okay? The Bridge method books, it's $69 for, or for the complete set, which includes audio tracks and then flashcards, and then I've got these 4 books up here for you, and they are amazing. They're designed to be used as kind of a year and a half after Let's Play Music, and it takes them to the next level. It also reinforces concepts that they've learned, but it advances them as well. So the student songbook has over 30 repertoire pieces. The technique book has scales, cadences, all of that fun stuff. 2 semesters worth of theory books. These theory books are hefty, you guys. They're like 80 pages of theory. No, I lied. 89 pages of theory per semester. So you're getting a great deal. I'm going to show you. I'm going to pass these books around so you guys can see for yourself. I am such a just pass those. I was going to kind of give one around the room. I'm a very tactile person, so if I can see something, then I can think of, oh, this student, Johnny, would be perfect for this, or you know what I mean? I like to know what I'm getting into. So here's some sample pages of the bridge books. We have music history, where we go through time periods and composers, our repertoire, our theory pages, broken out by day, and a composer's corner with QR codes built in and questions for them to ask. So you can do these in a group session, or you can do them, assign them for our home. But these are what is going around in those bridge books. This is kind of a sample of each one of those books to give you an idea of the layout and what it's used for. This QR code's probably not going to work, so I'm going to email you the files for the 2 scales that I played for you already, the C major and the E flat minor. Remember the ones that with the trumpets, you want to make a dance? So that's part of this track, and then the flashcards are like $6 if you guys wanted to get those. Any questions about the bridge method books before I head to the next thing? If you have questions, please get them to Carrie. She can give them to me, but I can help you out. If you wanted to look at them on our website, there's a total description of them, and then there's a video I'm going to show you too, but if the video doesn't work, I'll describe the class. Okay, so other fun products that we want for you guys to use in your studios to help you get off the bench, to give you resources and ideas. This is the student magnet board right here. This is so fun, you guys. I have it wrapped, but I've got a set of 3rd-year magnets. They don't include the clef, but guess what? This is a dry erase board too. So you can just draw a clef on there and erase it, and then use the manipulatives and the time signatures and things like that. So it comes with this whole pouch of magnets, all of these magnets. This is part of our set that we have. We have 3 different sets. But it's front and back. It's a great tactile thing for you guys to purchase. The vinyl floor staff is on there. The giant magnet board's on there. This last thing that I wanted to show you, and I'm going to pass this around too. So the back part of this binder are those giant flashcards, but the front part is what you're going to look at now. So we have divided up, if you don't want to purchase the full set of bridge books, and you don't necessarily want to purchase a bunch of lesson plans, you can purchase little mini lesson plans, okay? That's what these are. So we have specific ones for composers, and then we also have time periods. The one that I'm going to show for you here is the Baroque time period. So it's broken down into lessons, 5 activities is what we're calling them, that range from 5 to 15 minutes. And then worksheets. So this particular one has got worksheets. It has composer pictures in it. So I'm going to have you pass this around, but we've taken little parts and involved them here into this short little thing that you want to, if you wanted to purchase this instead of like a $45 set of method books. So I'm going to pass this around. You can kind of look at those. Those can be found on our website under the word shop. I'm going to briefly, this is a brief little description. We have period modules, like the full Baroque period, the full Romantic period, the Classical period. Those are all there. They're a little bit more, they're $19.99. And then if you want just a specific composer, they range from about $2.99 to $9.99. It's a digital download, so you'll get the file emailed to you, you print it at home yourself, make copies, however many copies you want, but that's what the difference is. We have little composer ones and then a full time period one, okay, if that's something fun for you. Same kind of layout for the sheets as the bridge books, but we've given instructions for how you can use those into your own studio, into your own classes, give you some great ideas. And this is what our homepage looks like. So click on the word shop. See that? Go shopping. It's gonna be a great shopping trip, I guarantee you. You should have gotten a flyer with some of our products that are on there, but we have play pipes, rhythm sticks, scarves, the student magnet board is on there. We also have sheet music on there, if you guys ever want to purchase a set of sheet music. And in our newsletter, we always give away a freebie sheet music in there as well. And we have our bridge curriculum. So, with the bridge method books, you're welcome to use just those books on your own as method books. If you are interested in teaching group lessons, but you don't want to go through the training and you don't want to be paying support fees to Let's Play Music, you don't want to do any Let's Play Music stuff, but you do want to teach group lessons, and you might not necessarily want to create 30 lesson plans yourself because that's really hard and takes a lot of time. That's what our bridge curriculum is. Okay, so the bridge curriculum goes towards our Let's Play Music graduates. It uses the bridge method books, and it has it laid out for you minute by minute, activity by activity, song by song of how to teach group piano lessons to Let's Play Music graduates with these method books. So if that interests you, again, you don't get any Let's Play Music training. You get to do however you want in your studio. You get to use these lesson plans, and you get to change them, keep them, whatever you would like to do, but you can use this as a guide for you. This entire packet includes, let me go to the next slide, and I'm going to pass this around as well. The complete bridge curriculum has 30 lesson plans in it. Teacher instructions. It has visual aids for you to print and to, laminate yourself. Use them with your students. Remember those manipulatives that we talked about? Those are what our visual aids are. They're manipulatives for you to cut out, laminate, and use in your studio. You can use, it's an unlimited amount of use. So if you want to make copies of it, the other nice thing about the bridge curriculum, in addition to the lesson plans, you get every single page of those 4 student books that I just passed out. So you have your own set of student books. Hang on one second. You don't have any Let's Play Music training, you don't pay any Let's Play Music support fees. It's a file that is emailed to you, you download it, it's $2.99. And I think I saw a question.
Yes, so
Yeah.
these books, they say second semester. Is there a progression for these books, and how many are there?
There's first semester, second semester.
Okay.
That's it. That's the progression. It's generally about a year. So if you think of like a school year of 15 weeks between August and Christmas, and then 15 weeks from January to May, that's a semester. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's generally what we do. So it's first semester, second semester. You can teach it February through October if you want to. It doesn't matter, but that's the idea. Okay. So those are the bridge. This is, I passed around in the book, but this is a sample of what detail goes into the lesson plans for bridge. It is this activity, 8 minutes. Here's how you present it. Here's the sequence of how you can teach it. So it's a great resource for you to have. It takes all of the guesswork on teaching group piano lessons. This is that demo video, but with my luck with videos, I'm just going to bypass it. It basically shows 4 bridge kids in a class using the bridge visual aids, the manipulatives, and the soundtracks, having fun using the bridge books. But if you're interested in teaching group lessons, that's a fun thing for you to do, fun resource for you to use. I want to go over really quick on how you connect with us. We have one teacher who says she's a connections teacher. This is what our website looks like. So if you want to teach the bridge curriculum, you'll have this icon by your name. if you just want to be connected with us, meaning you know that you're going to use our book, the student review book with the transfer guide in it, and you're familiar with Let's Play Music, and you've met me, so if you tell me your name, then I can go, oh yeah, you're a real person. We usually have you guys send in a video so that we can just verify that you're a nice person with a house, that we're sending children to you, so please, Anyway, but we do usually have people send in a video, but since I've met all of you, this will count for that. So if you want to be listed on our website, I'm going to give you just the quick breakdown financially. This is what it would look like if you lived in Arizona. You would see your phone number, your email, and the city that you lived in. So that's the only contact information that we put on there. We're not putting your home address, okay? It's just name, phone number, and email. Here's how you would want to be connected with us. You get to know us, which you've already done. We've met you, so we've already done. So now all you have to do is join the family. It's $35. You can be listed on our website. Included in that comes the newsletter and the $8 book that you get. And that's it. It's a one-time fee of $35. And that's our Connections membership. So, it comes, already said it comes with our newsletter and our student review book. You are always welcome. If you don't want to be listed on our website, you're like, I have too many students. I have students coming out my ears. I don't need any publicity. But you're welcome to still purchase it. You're welcome to get our free email, teach our graduates. If you don't want to be listed on our website and you don't want to buy anything from us, we still want you to get our free newsletter and we still want you to teach our graduates. So we'll take whatever you're willing to give us. Please just teach our graduates because we know that they need excellent teachers like you. And we want the best for them just as you want the best for your students. So that is it. Is there any questions? Anything that I can answer for you as you come up with ideas for your studio, hopefully? This is our website. You can find all that fun stuff on there. Yeah?
The rhythm flashcards are available for any teacher to buy, right?
Yes.
So that is my favorite part of Let's Play Music, and I use it with all of my students, whether they're...
You're talking about the bugs and
the bugs.
Yes.
Yeah, just because it's a visual, auditory connection that makes it so that even young kids can read 16th notes, grasshoppers and caterpillars and beetles.
So
just say
the bug cards are our rhythm cards that we introduce to the 4 and 5-year-old students. And they can associate rhythm with something they already know, like bugs. So it's a lot easier than tiki tiki ta tiki tiki tiki. That is a very abstract thing for a 4 and 5-year-old. But if you say caterpillar, they go, oh, I know, caterpillar. That's it. Those are 16th notes. So if you say grasshopper, now you've got an 8 with 2 16ths. Does that make sense? And it looks like it. So we make the bug, the picture, look like the music notation. And those are on our website. I think they're like $3 or $4. Like it's not that hard or not that much. But you're welcome to use those. We don't sell the music with it, but you're welcome to just identify the bug with the picture with the notation. That's what I should say. The bug with the notation.
Simone, can I
Yeah.
comment?
Yeah.
All of your Let's Play Music graduates have those. So if
They
you want
should.
them to bring them so you can understand what they know, ask them to bring them to a lesson.
It's also in the Connections book too. The breakdown. But yes. Did I see another hand?
I'm just curious, when you teach groups, they're not all going to be the same. Do some of them need more time at a level before they go on? Do you just move them all through?
So as are you asking from a Let's Play Music perspective in our group classes or your private students?
I'm asking from a Let's Play Music. Do you move them all, like in elementary school, everybody graduates?
So there's a fine line. So generally the philosophy for Let's Play Music is an introduction. We are introducing them to musical concepts, introducing them to keyboard skills. There are students who fall behind, and that is something that's discussed between the teacher and the parent. Do we want to repeat this year? Do we feel like that is necessary in order for this student? Are they that far behind that they would need to repeat the year? Or are they able to go on? I've had both. I personally have had students that parents were like,
they're just not getting it, or they're young and their hands are not really strong enough or big enough. And I've said, great, would you like to repeat the second year, or would you like to repeat the third year? Yes, I would, no problem, let's enroll them again. Give them that extra review, that extra practice, and that's worked out really well. I had one parent who was like, no, I don't want them to repeat. And I told the parent, okay, I want to make you aware that this is the skill level that your son is at. He's not quite yet playing these chords. He's not quite yet transitioning from 1, 4, and 5. You know what I mean? Like, I went over the skills and I said, are you okay with this? Are you still want him to advance? Yes, that's fine. So as a teacher, I adjusted my expectations for that guy. And he still loved class. He did everything in class. His just at-home practice was at a different level. And I worked with mom on how to adjust that. So, in general, yes, everybody moves up, but there are exceptions. Any other great questions?
What's like the prime age group for this? Like, what's the best age to start? Do you think?
So if I were Zoltan Kodály, I would say 9 months before the birth of the mother. Because the best exposure to children is that age. We have infant classes called Sound Beginnings. So if you have infants exposed, all of us, all children, are born with every single phenome, every single syllable that we need to use to speak any language. An infant is born with that. They are babbling. They are born with that. But when they grow, they prune back what they hear. What they don't hear gets cut away. And what they do hear, I only hear English. So I'm going to keep those brain synapses, but all the other phenomes for Chinese, German, Russian, I don't need those because I'm not hearing them. So my brain clips them away. Does that make sense? So if you want your child to learn the language of music, the best time to expose them is at an early age, right? When you're learning a foreign language, when you grow up speaking that language, you become fluent in it. So ideally, I would say enroll your child right now with you in our Sound Beginnings class. You're gonna love it. It's amazing because you're going to be the best vocal model, and they're gonna get all of the ear training and all of the rhythmic stuff. Sound Beginnings is just a beautiful toddler class for ages 0 to 4. Our Let's Play Music students begin the 3-year program. We recruit students who are ages 4 to 6. So we want to get them, they're still ripe in learning. So the best music learning window is between ages 0 to 9. Once they hit about age 10, they're stubborn. They're just harder to teach. They're preteen and they're grown up, and their brain is pretty much pruned back all of what it's going to. Does that make sense? And now you need the 400 repetitions to make that synapse back. Unless you do it through play, then it's only 10 to 20. But does that make sense? So once they hit about age 10, it's a little bit harder, which stinks because a lot of you guys start piano lessons like age 8, 9, 10, right? So our Presto program is built for, and Angela teaches this, is built for the older beginners, 7 through 12. So if you had a 4 and 5-year-old that didn't get much music, but we still want them because they're in this music learning window where their brain is ripe and their auditory processing is sharp. They can hear things, pick up things, they're fast learners. We want them to have that program. So we have Let's Play Music 4 to 6. They start between those ages. Presto starts between ages 7 through 12. Sound Beginnings is 0 to 4. So we have those 3 curriculum to capture young students. I teach adults and it's so fun, but trying to use kid methods on adults is a little bit trickier, right? My root people, my F major chord, but it can still be fun. We still want people to love music at any age, so I hope that answers your question. We have those 3 curriculum. Any other? Yes?
Yeah, I did. I'm just curious if you guys have any connections with like the schools and like the music teachers at the schools.
We don't have a curriculum right now that is in public schools. Does that answer your question? We don't have that. We do have a lot of our teachers are either current public teachers or previous music teachers, music educators. And it's awesome. We have a lot of teachers who teach homeschool and they use it like in a homeschool curriculum. But because parents are involved, you have to teach classes when parents can attend. This is not like, our curriculums are not a just drop off and teach kind of a curriculum. You guys all know this. Practicing is done at home, right? If you don't have good practicing at home, if you don't have parents supporting your students at home, then their confidence doesn't come. So get the parents involved, get them to help practice at home. That's our philosophy. So it's not in the public schools, mostly because we need parents. We need them to support at home and feel successful. We need them to practice and we need them to be involved. So we don't have a curriculum for schools. Any other questions?
So do you have the parents come to the lessons on this early?
Absolutely, we do. So in Sound Beginnings, they come every week. It's a toddler class. So we're all in there together, corralling our kids, having a lot of fun. In Let's Play Music, the 4 and 6 year olds class, in the first year, the parents come every other lesson. So there's a little bit of autonomy, a little bit of independence for these 4 to 6 year olds, because it's every other week. Then in the second and third year of Let's Play Music, the parents come once a month. And then in Presto, parents are only coming once a semester, right? Presto is kind of a drop off, but I will say at home practice for Presto is a lot. Not tremendous, overwhelming a lot, but it's involved. Parents are involved.
And they're involved for
They're
the
involved.
first session, and it could take,
Oh yeah, lesson one.
up to an hour for them to sit down and go through everything that they learned that week. That helps them see what they're learning and encourage them throughout the week. They're pretty independent.
Yeah, they're older beginners, so they can practice independently, but there's QR codes for them to scan, there's videos for parents to watch, so that the parents are still getting the education in order to support their practicing at home. Yeah. Oh, Justine, you're our Presto teacher too.
Yeah. I just want to say, from the parents' point of view, our programs are amazing. Because often, like, I'll look at my kids' books and like, oh, Crystal is she's my kids' piano teacher, and I don't really know what's going on. I don't really know how to connect and help them. But it helps the parent learn how to help your child at home at all the different levels. So from the parents' point of view, it's so good to do these programs because it really helps you stay connected and knowing exactly what your child's knowing. We do have parents that go through our programs with their children that don't know music at all and can learn so much. And I've had parents that are very musical that still tell me, I'm learning so much.
Yes, it's the truth, and I think that having parents there, they are not just passive listeners. Our parents are getting up and moving and off the bench. They're doing exactly what their kids are doing. I'm handing rhythm sticks out to my parents and my students in class. They are doing it, and I'm saying, parents, what is this again? Kids, let's see if we can trick our parents on these bugs. We're going to mix them up. Because the purpose of having parents not only is to educate them, but it's to also teach them how to play with their kids. It's to make class fun with mom or caregiver with them. Does that make sense? You want the kids to have that connection. We have actually written in bonding moments. There are phrases that we try and use where it is whisper in your mom's ear, give your mom a hug, hand this to your grown-up. Like, there's a purpose for why parents are there other than just education, but it's that emotional connection. We want them to love their parents and music, and you can feel all of that at the same time.
I'll say just one more thing.
Totally,
So for,
both of you.
For our graduates coming out, just recognize that you have children that are really well trained in practices, so that you have parents that are totally invested on board. So you have a great package from the families coming out of our programs for
That is the
connection
best
teachers.
point ever. You've got committed families who have already been in 3 years of music lessons and they've been practicing with their kids. So they know what they need to do when they come to private lessons. They're invested. Yeah.
Justine said exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. It's great. It's like the golden student. You just are like, oh, this is my best family ever. They love music and they love to practice. So okay, I am going to be around if you guys want to ask more questions, but I'm going to give away this set of bridge books. I only see 3?
I've
Is
got
there a
one
fourth
here.
Angela.
It stops here.
Teasing. Okay, I'm gonna give away this set of bridge books and I'm gonna give away the student magnet board. So, did I run out of room? Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, are you ready? This is for the student magnet board. Carolee Brown! Do you want it? Do you already have one?
What year is it?
Third year set.
If I already have it, I'll give her. How about that?
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, this is for the set of bridge books. Wait, am I done? Okay. Carol Blanchard?
Oh,
Gotta stay
I know she was asking.
you.
I know.
Elizabeth Jones? Hey! You're the lucky winner of method books! All right, Jessie, is there anything else you want to wrap up with? I appreciate you guys letting me come. I appreciate your time. I hope that it was beneficial for you. I hope you got lots of fun ideas. I appreciate you guys attending here on a cold Saturday morning. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you coming on a cold Saturday. And just as a reminder, if you're willing to serve on the board, come see me, right? Okay, so I don't have to be president again, right? So you don't have to suffer from me being president, right? Okay, yeah, we don't have another workshop again scheduled. We might have a closing social maybe in May, we'll see how it goes. But next things would be festival and scholarship competition. So watch for emails about that. All right, thank you so much for coming, and thank you, Symone.